Hello and welcome to Channel Sport this morning. Many thanks for joining us again. I am Taya Salam.
And I'm Cecilia Omogbe, and we're starting off the show this morning with Akwa United. They are top of the Nigeria Professional Football League after the league resumed just this weekend.
Fantastic for Aqua United going top of the Nigerian Professional Football League after match day 20. Still a long way to go, but then they start to feel good about themselves in terms of perhaps going on to win this competition for the very first time. Also on the show, let's go to the English Premier League where Big Sam Allardyce has suffered his first relegation as a Premier League manager after losing by 3-1 with West Brom against Arsenal.
Surprise, surprise. No, we saw
surprise,
this coming.
We saw it coming.
We saw this coming. Yeah, Sam is down. Also on the program, yes, the NBA, Anthony Davies, he was on fire. It's like he has actually recovered from that long-term injury he had. Coming back, 3 steals, 3 blocks made, and how many points on the night? This guy was just everywhere. Dominant all through for the Lakers to beat the Suns.
Fantastic victory for the Lakers. No one expected them to defeat the high-flying Phoenix Suns. By the end of the day, it was a very, very good victory for LA, led by Anthony Davis. Dominant performance from the Brow. We're going to focus on that game much later on the show. But before then, let's run through the other results from the NBA games played last night and this morning. 8 games in total. Let's start with the Miami Heat against the Boston Celtics, 130-124. Jimmy Butler with 26 points and 11 assists for Miami in that victory. Elsewhere, the Clippers lost against the New York Knicks, 106-100. Derrick Rose, 25 points off the bench to snap an 8-game losing streak at the Staples Center for the New York Knicks. The Pelicans against the Charlotte Hornets ended 112-104, 110 rather, in favor of New Orleans. Eric Bledsoe, 24 points and 11 assists to keep the Pelicans' very slim postseason hopes alive.
Slim, really.
Very slim, but they still got a chance. That's all that matters at this point in time. Let's go on to the Dallas Mavericks against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Ended 124-97 in favor of Dallas, despite ejection of Luka Doncic. In his absence, Tim Hardaway Jr. stepped up big time in that victory. The Timberwolves were in action against the Orlando Magic. Ended 128-96 in favor of Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, 27 points on the night. The Chicago Bulls defeated the Detroit Pistons 108-96. Nikola Vucevic, 29 points and 16 boards on the night. The Bulls as well to keeping their playing chances alive with that 108-94 victory over Detroit. And our star game of the show, the Lakers upsetting, sounds strange, Lakers upsetting the Suns, but that's how the season has gone, or have gone this time.
No thanks to injury.
No thanks to injury. The Lakers battling to get up, battling not to make the play. The Phoenix Suns very comfortable at the top of the Western Conference. By the end of the day, it was Anthony Davis. It was just too much for Phoenix on the night. We'll come back to that game shortly. Last but not the least, the Kings toppled the OKC Thunder 126-98. Morris Harkless and Terrence Davis scoring 18 points apiece for Sacramento in that game. 8 players scored in double figures.
Interesting for them. All right, let's go to our game for the night. The Lakers and the Suns, as you mentioned, is a shock for us to be saying that the Lakers stunned the Suns. Kind of strange, but then that's how their season has been. No thanks to injury. But Anthony Davis seems to have found his feet. You know, when he came back from injury, it was hard for him to actually fit into the game quickly. We've seen KD and some other top stars doing it, but it was hard for him because his was a bit longer than what other guys had. A long stretch of it. That's the first time he's been away for a long time due to injury. But then he had a double-double on the night. So we're trying to, back-to-back. They're trying to kind of back-to-back title, but from all indication, they're just trying to avoid playing in the play-in tournament.
The title,
straight up
the
into
title
the playoffs.
talks is
still without
in the conversation
LeBron
right
James, who's got the ankle injury. He's still not there. He's been sidelined for a while. But then they had to issue that reminder that, yes, we still have someone who can really give us something. And that's why he had to put up 42 on the night. Of course, he had, including 5 assists, 3 blocks, and 3 steals on the night. So it was a spectacular performance for Anthony Davies. He had to take the bull by the hand for him to be able to ensure that his team would just make the playoffs straight up and not have to play in the playing tournament.
If the Lakers are going, I mean, when there's no LeBron James, you expect AD to, to carry the offensive and defensive
for
load.
the first time,
and that's exactly what he's done. And for obvious reasons, he's not been able to do that, frequently because he's just coming back from a long layoff. But this is a very fantastic victory. Shout out to the other guys as well, to KCP and the likes. They all contributed. Andre Drummond has got to step up as well too.
Yeah.
And they got the win. And all right, then let's go on quickly and talk about the start performance on the night. All the players that stood out for their teams. We have just 3 on the list today. 1 on the winning side and the other 2 on the losing side. Let's start with Anthony Davies, of course. What a monstrous performance from the Brow. 42 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists on the night for Anthony Davies in their victory over the Phoenix Suns. Also making an appearance is Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier, fantastic night for him as well too, but it wasn't enough for his team to get the victory. Finished with 43 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And last but not the least is Evan Fournier for the Boston Celtics. Fantastic performance, 30 points, 3 rebounds, and 8 assists for Evan Fournier. Congratulations to all our top performers, even though some of them ended up on the losing side, like Fournier.
On the night, he just couldn't do enough. 33 and 8, and that's all he could give for the Boston Celtics.
We'll see.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Tokyo. Now, Cecilia, and
it's getting closer and closer.
It's getting closer, and we're seeing situations that keeps telling us that we should relax, that this event will go ahead. Over the weekend, there was a test event for the track and field, but there were no spectators allowed. But then we saw foreign athletes actually come into Tokyo to take part in this event. And one of them is Justin Gatlin, evergreen. Justin Gatlin still racing. I was part of the foreign athletes that came to Tokyo for the athletics test event. Like I said, no spectators were allowed. And they used the opportunity to fine-tune all the COVID protocols and countermeasures. I mean, for Gatlin, for example, I spoke about being tested for the virus every day.
Every day. He felt like Beyonce.
Felt like what?
Beyonce. Like a star, like the big star. Everyone is looking at him. This guy is around here. So he was literally, being tested every second.
Exactly.
So, like everyone around him. He came in from the US, remember?
Of course.
So we know how COVID is ravaging what COVID is actually doing in the US. Well,
and of course, he won the race, of course, expectedly. And afterwards, I spoke about being very happy with all the health measures in place. Justin Gatlin, 2004 Olympic gold medalist, seemingly very satisfied with all the measures put in place. Cecilia, it's the bubble situation once again. Athletes might not like it, but this thing is super necessary. To keep everyone safe if the games are to go ahead.
That's
just as simple as that.
It's so simple. It's easy as that. But Gatlin at 39 is still racing.
Well, this is something
5-time Olympic medalist, 12-time World Championship medalist, and he's still racing. And he's asking, what else does he want to do? Well, he just enjoyed doing it. And so he continues doing it. 39, yes.
Yeah, it's something else. That's another conversation for another day. The longevity of Justin Gatlin in track and field. Of course, he's had his issues, controversial issues with doping and all of that. But we'll leave that
something good
for now.
All right, Sebastian
Coe, Sebastian Coe is also
talking, concerning, the games. And of course, the head concerns that he knows that the authorities are taking very, very seriously. Welcome back. Okay, you can talk to us on our Twitter handle. Big Sam has been relegated. I mean, it has never happened to him before. I mean, was it the wrong time for him to take over a team, especially a team that was struggling? And the game, the coach was fired, Slaven Bilic, before he came on. I mean, it was a draw against Manchester City, 1-1. So maybe Slaven Bilic could have kept them up. But Big Sam, who used to have the miraculous hand, it just wasn't there this time around, so it's gone down. And for Arsenal, yes, they were the one who ensured that happened early. Can they make Europe next season? Tell us about that. And Manchester City, their champion is still on ice. When would they open it? When would the celebrations happen? United ensure that they'll have to wait for a while and keep icing it because it might just start melting. So tell us about that also. And Nigeria Professional Football League is back. Aqua United, they're top of the table. Can they hold on for that, knowing that Enugu Rangers and, of course, Eimba, they are so unpredictable this season. Plateau United also flexing their muscles, winning at the weekend. So tell us more about that. Well, me and Taya will not be doing the talking alone this morning. We have Wilfred Umong joining us in the studio. Wilfred, good morning.
Good morning, Sisi. Always a pleasure seeing you. And same for Tayo. It's a pleasure being here.
Always great to have you, Wilfred. And before we go and talk about the return of the Nigerian Professional Football League, Cecilia, something happened over the weekend as well, too. For the ladies.
Yes.
Always exciting to talk about the women.
Yeah, I'm happy that I was actually there.
So why did you have to pass it to Cecilia?
It's just
imagine. Ladies in sports. It was all about power in representation. That was the team. And a whole lot of people were there. Not just the ladies, the men. Shea Akiwumi came to support. Deji Omoto Ibo came to support. There's so many dignitaries that actually graced the occasion. You know, it's another edition. Ladies in sport, we know, is every year. You know, it's a conference that brings all sports women together, you know, across the globe. We have the FIFA badge referee, she came around, the first Nigerian referee to be, you know, she came around. So many dignitaries. I mean, you were there, so
I should do the talking.
I shouldn't do the talking.
Really?
You should do the talking.
Okay,
yes.
I think we should start from the aspect where, okay, ladies in sports, and you made reference to the fact that there were men there also to support the ladies. According to Tega did say that this thing is not just a fight for the women, that if it's to correct a societal challenge, that you also need the men to help correct it. So the men backers would always need to be around. And maybe that explains the reason why you have men in ladies in sports.
Okay.
But anyway, we'll see pictures are coming from that.
As the two referees.
True.
From South Africa and
and Mimi from Nigeria. Yeah, that's Shea Akiwumi there.
Yeah, both of them spoke. Akona, that's me behind, by the way.
I'll cite it.
All right. So Akona, well, interesting from her, honestly, and made some revelations. One that surprised me was she did say that she also she gets to cry sometimes when she hears certain comments from players, and not just the male players, even the female players. You know, some will say, "Oh, you look sexy. Are you sure you're a referee and all that? You should wear oversized outfits, you know, and all the rest." So, in a way, that's body shaming. And well, but the thing is, it hasn't stopped her from getting to the pinnacle of her career.
Exactly.
And we all recall how she has handled male games, and we know that doesn't happen quite often. In Europe, it's only Stephanie Frappart that has been able to do so. That's the French lady.
She's a song she wants to release at the Olympics. So she had to give us a tip of it. That will be the first to actually listen to that album. At the Olympics, you're going to hear.
And she promised us a gold medal.
Yeah, she promised us a good medal. Yeah, she was there. She was one of those that received the grant last year. And this year, she had to tell people her story. I mean, how she started wrestling, how she would go train.
She started sprinting first, then went to wrestling.
She would go train and then get back home. She knows she will be beaten, but she doesn't really care. She would go train and cry before coming home because she knows she will be beaten. But when the first money actually came, when he died and most money, that was where they're like, okay, this girl is really serious, because she ended up staying with her coach all the time because going home was a problem because why? She was a female wrestler.
She also did reveal how she was declared missing because she went on a competition and the parents didn't know where she was and they declared her missing. A 10-day competition.
We've heard a lot of Nigerians have very interesting stories about you know, their sporting travels and how they ended up becoming what they are. Just because back then Nigerian parents just weren't
interested in
Yeah,
sports.
what are you trying to do? Like,
True.
you can be a doctor, an engineer, and you're talking about being a sportsman.
Very true.
Anyways, this was a highlight for me as well, too. This, Cecilia?
Yeah, what grants were given to, athletes, she's qualified. Judoka,
Fantastic.
she's qualified for the Olympics. Then you also have Barakat. She was here in the studio last year, so she was also giving grants.
Wow.
And some other athletes, there came about 5 of them, they got that grant, about 200,000 just to help them, their preparations, for their game professionally and also for the Olympics. Let's listen to some of the recipients and also Odunayo, how she feels that for now, we now have more women, wrestle simply because they've seen a role model in her.
I came here and I was like, I don't know, I was surprised a bit about what was happening here. And then I listened to a lot of women say their stories, totally relatable. And it was like a very interesting conference. It's something I would like to come to like every single year. And I'm actually very honored to be given a grant. It just feels nice to be recognized at home. I think now it should be something of like more confidence to every female athlete out there. Not just athletes, because there are a lot of female in sports right now. And I think this should be like a positive impact for them to know that there's power in representation and women are being more recognized now.
I feel really blessed and very happy to have been picked to be given this grant and award. So as for what impact it will make, it has given me more morale because I know that there are people out there watching and I know that I'm going to do more. And it also makes me know that I have younger ones that are coming and I have to do this because of them. I don't want to be the only female judoka in the next Olympics, but I want to have more teammates follow me to the Olympics next time.
Because of me, a lot of young girls want to come to wrestling. And we have almost like 200 of them now, which is very good for us. Before, if you tell anybody you're a wrestler, they will see it as, are you normal? But now they see it as a normal thing that a female child can go into a combat sport.
Yes, that power in representation, that's what we all want when you enter a room. You don't have to see maybe 1 or 2 women in the midst of 100 men. You see maybe 50-50 or maybe 30, 60 something. I mean, something really close.
That was the reverse at ladies in sports. There were so many women, and the men were just like 5%. You see?
Yeah, because of the ladies, the men just
should be both ways.
You guys are always welcome, right? You guys are always welcome. All right, let's leave that and quickly talk about, staying in women's football, yes. Yeah. The playoff relegation is ongoing in Benin. Today is a rest day, but the weekend, some games happened. Okay. We'll start off with the results first. We had 2 match days, right? Start off with the results of what went down in the first day, where you have FC. Okay, Abia Angels and Pelican Stars. It was 2-1, and Dream Star Ladies and Ibom Angels. That game ended 1-1.
Yeah, that was a draw.
It was a draw. It was 1-1. Then Dream Star Ladies and Ibom. Then that was the one that was. Then the other one, it was an own goal. But then Abia Angels won, and Pelican Stars and Dream Star Ladies, it was 4-2. And at the end of the day, you have the 2 teams who won 4 points. Then you have the other ones just on 1 point each. But there was a fallout from the game between Pelican Stars and Dream Star Ladies because the players abandoned the game at a point. And of course, the coach has been fined, the club has been fined, and the coach has been suspended. So the story that came out this morning wasn't really good at all. Sometimes you want to focus on the game, but you just can't help it because you know there are issues that will always happen. Yesterday is rest day, but the story from the NWFL board is the fact that they didn't like the unruly behavior of Dream Star Ladies after that game because at a point they abandoned the game in the 85th minute of play, and the result of that, their coach has been suspended and they were fined 1,500,000 naira. And also additional fine of 1 million naira because of the coach, Sheriff Tajuddin Min, and the founder of the club, also Abdurrahman Abolore, for bringing a kind of... Okay, this is it. This is the statement, coming from the league board. And this statement indicates that they were not really happy. So the coach has been suspended indefinitely from all NWFL organized competitions with immediate effect for bringing the game to a lot of shame. They didn't expect this to happen. You wanted something better, but this is not the story you want to hear. But yeah, this is what happened in Benin City
quite unfortunate because for Dream Stars, they are yet to win. So they've lost one and drawn one, and this is happening. Probably they felt that if they lost that game yesterday against Pelican Stars, then they would be doomed as one of the two teams that would get relegated from the NWFL. But as it stands now, if they are going to be suspended from all NWFL activities, the question
just
then
the coach.
is... Oh,
so
okay, just the coach.
Playing.
So they will play
they'll
this final one.
But they've been fined.
Okay, then that's fine. So let them see if they can win it and keep hope alive. But from the look of things, Abia Angels and Pelican Stars already on 4 points. It looks like Pelican Stars would survive because they've already scored 5. That means they have a +3 goal difference and have scored 5. So all they just need is 1 more point and they will be safe. Same for Abia Angels, while the others are on a single point. So the other two teams must win to stand a chance. That's Dream Stars and Igbo Angels. Otherwise, Abia Angels and Pelican Stars will just remain in the NWFL Premiership.
That's what it's looking like. Today's rest day, so games will definitely continue tomorrow. So by tomorrow, we should know who has been relegated and the team that will be staying top in the Premiership. Time to talk about Nigeria Professional Football League. Yes, is back. Match day 20. It's getting closer and closer.
Actually.
Results from all the games that were played at the weekend, starting with Jigawa Golden Stars and Lobby Stars. Okay, yeah, Plateau United, yeah, that's the game.
We'll come back to it later.
I'll just take it out of the way quickly.
Let's see the result first of all. Yeah, let's see the result and see all the games first before we focus on our star match of the day. There you go. There you have it. Rangers and Aimba losing again.
Yeah,
they lost 2-0 against Rangers International. Aqua United 2-1 over Sunshine Stars, and by virtue of that victory,
2 penalties.
They've gone top of the log. Rivers United 2-0 over Dakada. Nasarawa United 2-1 victory over Kwara United. All the games as well too. There you have it. Katsina United, what a thrashing of Wiki Tourists. Not the best of travels for Wiki Tourists. 5-1. Warri Wolves and Kano Pillars.
Yeah, 1-1.
1 apiece. Plateau United 2-1 over Abia Warriors. And last but not the least, Adamawa United losing. Okay, at home against Heartland by a lone goal.
Yeah, it will be tough for Adamawa United to survive the drop because it looks like it's not working. And for Heartland, they keep getting these results. A good one for them, despite some of the challenges they may have had in the season. And for the Enyimba game, the other time they lost against Ifeanyiba. I don't know, they drew rather. Yeah, they had to come from 2 goals down to draw against Ifeanyiba. So one had expected that probably they would try and get something out of this one, but unfortunately,
2 penalties.
Paying the penalty in that one.
The penalties.
Well, it's hard, you know, when you concede 2 penalties and that's how you lost the game.
You need to show more discipline in the box.
Exactly, be more disciplined.
Giving away penalties, then that's your fault.
Exactly. So, but that Enyimba Rangers game is actually not from this match day because, I mean, initially, like this weekend, they were supposed to play in Aba, and the Rangers insisted that, look, we've not even played the first game, that's from the first half of the season, which Enyimba were supposed to visit Enugu. So why do you want us to go play the second one before we play the first one? And so Enyimba had to go to Enugu to play, and that's Enugu Rangers in that. Lost? Yeah, no, what I'm saying is not part of this match day though, so the other one will still come. But shout out to Sunday Adetunji. It seems like it's working for him at Rivers United. Got another goal. That's 2 now since he joined. I think that's 2 in 3.
2 in 3,
yeah, it looks decent.
Not bad.
Very decent.
All right.
Okay, the game of the weekend. Plateau United. Not there.
MFM got 3 points, by the way.
Yeah.
They walked over Ifeanyiba.
It's
official.
It's official, yeah. And then Ifeanyiba played against. Ifeanyiba played against Enyimba. Maybe I don't know why didn't they? Maybe I did think.
No, they played against Enyimba, but they were banished to go play home games in Enugu. And from what we gathered, that they had they written to the LMC, they wrote to the LMC rather, and to say, oh, we've beefed up security in Nnewi and all the rest. And LMC said, okay. But they didn't say, okay, you have to play, go back play in the Nnewi. They just acknowledged, and probably they assumed that they were okay to play in the Nnewi, but no, that wasn't the case. So they didn't show up in Enugu, and the match referee did perform the walkover formalities, and that's it.
I'll say it's too bad.
Big boost for MFM because 3 points, 3 goals. That's a lot at this point.
That's very, very priceless.
So needed. That's the game you say. Plateau United and Abia Warriors ending 2-1. Ibrahim Mustafa scored the brace. The second goal was spectacular. 2 goals. 6th minute, he scored the first one. 50th minute, second, and before Fateh Abdullahi, tried to rescue Abia Warriors, but then a little too late. That was the goal he scored for them. Just a little too late for them. All right, let's listen to Coach Makaba. Obviously, he's excited this morning of how the players played, despite the heavy downpour in Jos.
Actually, the weather condition is not even good for the game. It's not good for us. It's not good for the opponents. I believe the game will have been better because we faced a quality opponent. They are a very good side, highly tactical, and I believe if not of the rain, the game will be better in terms of the beauty of the game. What I told my players during the pre-match talks today, I told them we are 12th in the first stanza of the league, and another team is first on the log. So why not we try to be first on the log in the second stanza and see the cumulative sum. Let's see whether we can be able to get a continental position for this team at the end of the season.
All right, that's Abdul Makaba. Of course, they'll be facing Kwara United next. Remember, beginning of the season, Kwara United came to Jos and they were beaten.
Yeah, absolutely.
So can they go away to go beat Kwara United? If they can do that, of course, they'll move up on the log because right now it's not looking good for Plateau United. They need to win games for them to be able to step up. They're 10th on the log after 20 games and just on how many points? About 29 or thereabout points. So they need to...
Of course.
Yeah, it's a whole long season.
Of course.
Yeah.
Man away. But today they are mid-table, so the Mama Magic working all over, and so they could still qualify for continental football. That's how competitive the league is.
So close.
I love it.
So that's the table for you. Aqua United are going top after the victory as well. 37 points. You can see look at the figures.
Goal differences.
Not too far.
It's not.
From
Speaking of Fabio Warriors, 20 is that 21 or 27?
27
points.
Yes.
Yeah. So games, 27 points, and look at the team in third. Kwara United, they have 34, right? 36. Yeah. That's 9 points, which is not far.
So once you win your games, you know that you obviously step up.
A couple of wins and it shoots you right up the table.
True.
So we're in for a very competitive Nigerian Professional Football League 2020-2021 season.
Okay.
So that's
NNL,
it for now. Let's go a step down and go to the NNL.
NNL, yes, the most competitive league, right?
Yes, you always have to
most
say
important league in Nigeria. Quickly, take a look at the result from match day 10, 13, 15. A whole lot. We start with A1, where we have Mighty Jets and then Cameroon Warriors. It was goalless. Greenbird and AFCC 1-0. Gombe and NAF, it was 2-0, and Sokoto and Rara FC 1-0. And you move over to BA2, where you have a GNK Sakarau and Kebi 2-1, Moflashi and Yobe Desert Stars 2-1, DMD and Zamfara 1-0. DMD winning. Road Safety and Kogi 1-0. Niger Tornadoes and ABS, it was in favor of Niger Tornadoes. They won 2 goals to nothing. Giant Brillers and Osun United. Giant Brillers won. Calabar Rovers and Go Round winning 2-1 away from home. Ekiti and Stationary Stores, they can't win at home, they can't win away. They lost. And Vendreza and 3SC, the game of the weekend, that's how I tagged it. It was 3SC scored a late goal to get that 3 point. It's so much needed. Inewi and Dynamite Force and Nilayo and Delta Force, it was that. In that order, Holy Arrows and Better Insurance, that game did not conclude. It was halted at 76 minutes. We will find out more what happened in there. Abia Comet and Joy Comet, Bayesa and Crown. They have Godoski and J Atete in that order. FC won Rocket and Apex Crane. It was Apex Crane winning by 2-1 and Ibom and Remo Stars, Ibom Youth winning 2 goals to 1. We need to go on a break. When we come back, we're talking about the relegated Sam Allardyce and also the Spanish league gets more interesting. And PSG, can they win the league title this season? Find out after this break. Yeah, welcome back. Okay, time to talk about Sam Allardyce, right?
No, before we talk about Sam Allardyce, we're just before we went on that break, we talked about 3SC and
Van
Van
Dresser.
Dresser.
Yeah.
It ended 1-0 in favor of 3SC.
Honestly, 3SC, it's clear that they are getting promoted. It's quite clear. They've beaten Van Dresser home and away.
Home and away already.
And when the season started, they were winning home and away, home and away, home and before they eventually lost one on the road.
Just one game.
One that I recall that they've lost, and they've won or drawn all the others. So it's been a great run for 3SC, and beating Van Dresser here in Agege, it's more like they are home and dry.
So they're coming back, right?
Yeah.
I'll say fingers
We've
crossed.
missed them, haven't we?
Of course.
They'll come back and go back.
All right, quickly, let's just take another step down and talk about the Nigerian Nationwide League, the Creative Championship. The championship trophy was also contested yesterday between Bagada FC and Remo Stars under 19. At the end of 90 minutes, it was Bagada that prevailed by a lone goal. And Bagada, one of those teams, just like Van Dresser, who have,
privately owned, doing great things on social media and on the internet. Yeah.
With very little to no resources. And so they deserve a lot of credit. And highlights are coming from that game, and that ended up being the
only goal
of the match, and the champions of the Creative Cup.
Yeah, a good one, really. This serves as encouragement to these teams. We saw Bagada FC play at the NNL.
They played the playoff.
Nationwide. So they couldn't get automatic promotion from that. So when you put in so much effort in branding and all the rest, and you win things like that, it's an encouragement for you to go one step further. So I like this, and let's hope that maybe it will get better for them, because we love to see teams who are doing great things at this level.
Especially community-owned
clubs.
I mean, look at them right there. Celebrate. A lot of those guys live, in that neighborhood.
That access.
Exactly, and it's good to see them playing and doing what they love and actually getting to win as well. So, of course, following that was the trophy presentation as well.
Coach carried up.
How's the coach? Such a young guy.
Yeah.
He's our peer.
It looks like the
actually.
Junior's our peer, and he's doing great things. Shout out to him as well, too. After the game, of course, he's very delighted. Let's take his post-match reaction. We'll come back. We'll go on to see what happened in the Premier League. Okay, that's a trophy presentation.
In the league season, we played Remo Stars twice, which we lost 2-1, 4-1. So we knew enough about them, and the game plan was to stop them, denying them spaces behind us. It was going to be a difficult one. We knew we were going to work real hard, and we were prepared 2 weeks, and it worked. We got this lone goal that gave us the victory. The game plan was simple: deny them spaces, man mark all through. Our chances will come. And if you look at it in the first half, we had about 3 big chances. In the second half, we didn't have much, but the one that came, he converted it and gave us the cup. For us at the cup game, we didn't lose at all, so there was no low moment. We won all through to the cup final, and we picked up the cup. But in the league season, all through, we finished 5th on the log, 7 points behind Remo, the eventual league winner. And if you look at the league, if we had gotten those 6 points that he took off us, maybe we might beat the league winner also. So it's a good tournament. If I'm going to rate it over 10, it's 8 over 10 for me.
Okay, great one for him there. All right, quickly.
Seeing what they're going to do in future. That's a club I'm keeping my eyes on.
All right. Were you surprised that West Brom relegated? Quickly. Let's just say, surprise.
Maybe in the bottom 3 all season. Where's the surprise?
We've seen the magic.
I'm talking about the magical
Sunderland. I think he also did it with Crystal Palace. So when Allardyce came on board, they're like, okay, he may just do it again. But and he got some good results. He beat Chelsea, recall? And so you'd somehow...
Frank Lampard's Chelsea, right? Okay.
And no, it wasn't Frank Lampard. It was Tuchel. 5-2.
Yeah,
the one at the bridge. Lampard's one was 3-3. Lampard, they led 3-0 at halftime. Then they came back to draw 3-3. It happens. Some days these things must go, and it just turned out to be this season.
Every dog has his day. Samuel Dice is down to the championship for the first time.
Look at it.
In his manager.
I mean, look at that. It's very sad.
He said he was disappointed after yesterday's game.
Of course he was.
We were disappointed.
They could have delayed the going down Yeah, by fighting Arsenal, but they couldn't delay it anymore.
Arsenal, credit to Arsenal. Arsenal,
they needed
under
this.
pressure as well. They needed to, you know, show up.
That means Ajayi goes down again.
Ajayi goes down.
Yeah, but Trustekon comes up.
That's it. One goes down.
Okay, another one quickly. La Liga is getting more interesting and interesting. Real Madrid, we're thinking they will win, advantage them simply because of what happened between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. But it just didn't happen because that game ended 2-2. Controversial, yes, penalty calls and all. By the end of the day, it was 2-2. So La Liga is getting interesting.
Yep.
And now you don't even know who's going to win it. Will Atletico Madrid hold them to win it?
Well,
They
it's
are 2 points clear.
2 points clear.
But you can't predict what they will do in their next game.
Advantage Atletico now because, first of all, they did the job by stopping Barca. And so if Barca had beaten them, Barca would have leapfrogged them. Now, if that game ended in a draw, if Madrid had won, Madrid would have gone straight to the top, even though level with Atletico. But head-to-head, they would have been better. They had better head-to-head over the other two. So, but as it stands now, Atletico just needs to win their remaining games and they'll be champions. And somehow, I think
they'll do it, right?
they'll do it.
And
even though they've dropped points like
recklessly. They came into January 13 points clear of Barca.
Double figures lead. Double figure lead, rather.
Come on.
Okay. Yeah, before we look at the paper side, I'll quickly just take 2 tweets, right? We have time. Osega says, I think Sam Allardyce should take a break. Man City need to be very careful. They should just at least win their next match to wrap up the league. For us now, they should forget about Europe for next season. They have to appoint a new coach.
Wow.
Noble Flyerman says, Big Sam forgot his antidote for relegation this time. It's not all the time. And congratulations to United for sealing a place in UEFA Champions League next season. The veteran Cavani is something else with his movement in the box. Hopefully, we can keep him next season. And Chinedu says, well, he's not happy with the problem of, walkover. He says the problem brewing wasn't good, and it's further exposed the rot in the running of the NPFL. Walkovers in top-flight football is a mockery of Nigerian league. Okay, and last one, so many. Okay, which one should I take? Okay, just take this. Okay, Law Alpha says, what sort of coaching is Fatah Shaw doing? What sort of coaching is Fatah Shaw doing in Enyimba International? Losing away matches abysmally and struggling at Aba. He doesn't understand.
It's fatigue.
Said Chelsea have garnered confidence ahead of the Champions League final against Man City by virtue of the fact that they beat Man City.
I actually think Enyimba are suffering from fatigue. Playing the Confederations Cup, they were also playing all their standing games while others were on break.
On break, okay.
Yeah, that's a very fair
point.
There. Victor Orwell, we got your message as well to Aqua United, our promise keepers, and that's why we're on top.
Okay, promise keepers. Keep the promise and win the league. That's what is important. Okay, papers quickly. Sporting Sun and Sporting Sun here. Chukwueze out of Europa League final. Yeah, that's injury he suffered, so he hasn't recovered, and that's what the club is saying this morning. Yeah, it's a pity. Osimhen wins first man of the match award. Yeah, he was on fire.
Yeah, Scott Brace assisted the final goal. They won 4-2.
In against Spurs, Tayo, the last one.
Complete sports, yes. Osimhen ready to fire Napoli to top 4 finish. He's in great form.
They are in top 4 at the moment because Juve lost 3-0 against Milan.
Milan, I don't know how. Okay. AC Milan beating Juventus.
Beating them, not a problem, but 3-0. Wow,
3-0,
yeah, it was
ludicrous. I know a coach will have a job at the end of the season. Maybe not. Thank you so much for coming on the program. We need to leave.
It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Appreciate your time. Thank you for watching as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Tayo Salam.
I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Bye for now.